Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 268. I'm back down in the basement to talk about another week of wrestling. You are not so much.
I'm elsewhere.
My teenage son and co-host, after completing his first week, right, of university, You are in your residence room, as I think our American listeners call it, a dorm. And you've got still the figure there with you. Is that one you got while you were at Walmart there?
No, I've had this one for a while.
So you made a bunch of friends, I've seen. You've already been, and you said a couple friends with cars, which is nice, right?
Yeah, so we've been around.
You got to Walmart, I heard at some point. Yeah.
I've gone twice now.
You've gone twice already. And to your cousin's bubble tea shop. Did they get something to drink there?
Yeah.
Nice. So anyways, we will get to, I always have to say this, we'll get to talking about Dynamite, Raw, NXT, some trivia, some news, but we usually chat about whatever we want here. We catch up sometimes, although we did still find a way to actually watch wrestling together, right? Because
we watched Dynamite.
Ironically, the only time we didn't watch wrestling together in the 200 and whatever, 68.
It's the first time.
The very first time. And your mom didn't remember, right? You were 12 and you were taking handwritten notes, I think.
That is true.
Right.
Which maybe will come back around nowadays, but so far not.
Yeah. So pretty different experience. And then I was like, oh man, it's going to be weird not watching wrestling together. And then I guess it's something good that came out of COVID because I had to figure out how to use Google Meets really well.
That's true. And you'll still have access to it
during COVID. So it was kind of like I can maybe figure out how to do something. So I don't know. The audio, I'm hoping, is still going to come through well. And the video will be okay because I'm just recording a meeting we have, and it's first time ever, so we'll see if it even works. But what else is new with you? You've got the big exciting life. I've just started coaching a bunch of things again.
It was just mostly doing orientation stuff like we were kind of talking about already, and then classes haven't really started yet, so we're just kind of waiting on that.
Yeah, you were saying you had classes, but it was like the intro, welcome to my class.
Which is like kind of typical for like even like high school. It's always pretty easy the first day or so.
No work to do, right? Nothing, no homework, nothing really to work on. You were being a smart boy and got an agenda. You were just putting in some dates and stuff, like a physical one, not just on your phone.
Yeah, because that's easier to ignore.
You are an old soul, so I'm not surprised you're going analog to organize yourself. So that's good. You said it was windy up there yesterday.
Yeah, well, because we had a wind warning, but I knew you did too.
Yeah, so it kind of ruined my disc golf plans because it was like possible. I don't think it got that bad. It was definitely windy. But they were saying like 90-kilometer-an-hour winds, which I don't think happened.
It just meant that it got chilly, which is kind of whatever.
Yeah, it was nice. We watched I'm sure you're up on this being the big sports fan you are, but the Blue Jays, my beloved Blue Jays, wearing a Blue Jay shirt today. They're in a giant series with the Yankees, and so I was down in Mike's garage, and it was the perfect time of year where he can have the huge garage door open, and you just wear a hoodie, and there's a nice breeze that comes through.
Yeah.
And the Jays crushed them.
I should have brought a hoodie last night.
Yeah. It gets cool at night now, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've sort of figured out your way around campus. It's a really nice campus, eh?
Yeah, it's nice.
With a river running right through it and stuff like that. And you got a single room, which is nice. It's small, but
it's not bothering anyone right now. Hopefully.
You're not. They won't even know. You're talking at a fairly quiet volume. So yeah, it's a small room, but it's got everything you need. And the closet's big.
Yeah, I got no complaints.
And we left you with a fully stocked pantry, basically, too, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know. Do you want to get into talking about wrestling? This is strange. So hopefully this first little segment came through correctly. Okay. So we'll see. Our first segment we'll get to, as always, is talking about some of the week's wrestling news and rumors. All right, first thing I have for news, and it affects us directly, is that they moved All Out, and I'm so dumb. They shifted the time to, what was it, 2 o'clock now or something?
That's 3.
Oh, 3 o'clock? So, and I'm dumb, so I didn't really realize why, because we have tickets, and your mom sent me like whatever she got notified, right, that it was.
Yeah.
And then you're, of course, because of the counter programming, so it's counter programming. And you pointed out also accurately that like it's actually stuff that might affect them this time around. Last time it was what?
Lesnar match is confirmed, and AJ Lee. So it's
AJ Lee's back. Lesnar Cena. So that might. I still don't know how many people that are going to pay for AEW are going to not watch it to see that, but I guess
I wouldn't. But you know.
I guess it's possible. Yeah. So
This would be
just
something for them to counter program All In with, though. If they had this during All In, then I'd be like, okay.
I was saying for us, it just means like we're downtown earlier, and then after we can probably go for a dinner somewhere. It won't be crazy
Yeah.
late, so I'm kind of okay with it. But
I don't really care.
no, I don't either.
And apparently, it was also helped by the fact that like them doing Forbidden Door during the day I saw was actually pretty good for them.
Yeah,
Like it was actually decently successful.
I like the idea of middle of the day. I don't know. It's already the weekend.
The only reason I don't like it is because it feels unnatural. But
Yeah, but you get used to it maybe.
yeah, I don't care like that much.
What do you got?
The main thing which I just mentioned was that AJ Lee has actually returned.
Yeah,
He
so
just did that last night. It
I
was kind of been alluded the whole week. It's been one of the worst kept secrets of the week. And then also, I'll pull the thing I sent you, but it was like someone, Wrestling Days, which is a YouTuber I used to watch, he was like asking about the AJ Lee merch before SmackDown.
oh yeah, you
And
did
so
send
it's
me
like,
that, and they
he's like,
replied.
what am I going to wear? And then, yeah, what would they said like, oh yeah, it was, hey there, of course we wouldn't expect that. With AJ Lee's return to the ring, we're looking to have some fire gear and hopefully in time for WrestlePalooza. And this was on like, I sent you this on Wednesday.
Yeah, you did. So yeah, not a well kept secret at all.
No, I don't like. It's still cool because like it's been over a decade, and that fact that her and Punk are back is pretty nuts.
I am
And I'll
mildly
always say I love her
interested.
theme song. I love her theme song. It's
Yeah,
great.
I'm mildly
But
interested for some reason, and
yeah, me too. But
I'm
I
not
don't
the
care about
return guy.
I don't care about the mixed tag match itself
Yeah,
because mixed tags are boring,
I agree.
and I'm sure the one will falter at the initial big moment, but it's still cool.
Yeah,
And hopefully they do better.
I'm curious about her, and I'm not curious about many returning people. So there's something there. And so what was it? Punk came to SmackDown, talked to Rollins because everybody's everywhere right now. The lines are blurred
Well, and because
completely.
any show being in Chicago supersedes the Baron split.
True, it would for sure.
So it's like he can just be there because it's in Chicago, whether or not he's like he could have been fired, but it's in the Chicago.
And he teased his backup being Bailey or somebody else, and then surprise, surprise, it was AJ Lee, right?
I think they also teased Ripley on Rocks. Remember her saying something? I
Right.
think. So I think like she was the main tease, even though like we all know it's AJ.
Yep. Yeah. So that is as expected. I saw a thing that Charlotte's injured. I didn't see what it was specifically, but she's not cleared to wrestle, and there's no word when she can return. So
So the tag titles are just cursed again.
The
amount of
true.
injuries that plague the belts.
It's true. And her babyface run too, that's so amazing because she's such a natural babyface.
It's so tragic.
Yeah. Anything else?
Is that your next one?
I got two more. That was my next one. Yeah.
So one of the big things this week was Matt Riddle going off the rails.
I think it was Unhinged was the headline I saw.
Yeah, he allegedly missed a charity show, or like
Yeah.
he did miss it, but it was allegedly a charity show. Then that he reportedly sent back his deposit, but he claimed that the charity part was a last minute change. I think he got stuck wherever. And he called the promoters numerous things.
Oh my
He also
goodness.
mentioned people believing in the Me Too quote bullshit.
Yeah.
He was like dismissing that because I don't know if that was part of his thing. Wasn't there some domestic thing with him?
I think there was, yeah.
Right. And then also he has red hair.
I didn't even notice that. But yeah, it was funny because he was like, all the fans, like expletives to the fans about how he feels about them and whatever. And that basically he's so amazing. Like he goes off all his credentials, and he said multiple times that I thought was hilarious. The cream rises to the top, says the guy in MLW. So like that was like a self-report, like, hey, I'm not the cream because I'm nowhere near the top. So that was a pretty accurate statement, I think. But yeah, it was he's like, I'm a nice guy and I'm tired of being nice, so fans are all evil. Whatever. I don't know.
Great. Yeah, I don't know. He's just off the rails.
Yeah,
which sucks because he's crazy talented.
He is very, very talented, but it's not. He's being held back by some other things, not his talent for sure. I saw that Erez. I don't know if you've seen him wrestle before.
We have.
I have a few times. I think he was in MLW when I was watching it some of the time. But anyways, apparently WWE approached him under their AAA banner, but he was already committed to AEW, and I remember liking him, so I guess that's a good thing.
And I think they're doing a Sin Cara Negro thing with Hologram.
Are they?
El Clone.
Right. Yeah. And Hologram doesn't lose.
Red light things on there. Yeah, so it's interesting. They're doing like they're doing like an evil clone thing with Hologram.
Cool.
I've been seeing like the clips and stuff.
Hologram's kind of hard to work into stories, not quite to the like extent Tony Storm is, but
Well,
you know what I
because he's
mean.
never spoken.
And he's not really a. He's not even really like a luchador. We all kind of know he's like a creator. I don't know. He's like Tony Khan's creator wrestler, right?
He is though still a luchador.
He
so you
is.
can just like, as long as you character him like Bandito or whatever, where he's just like he can talk, he's a bayface, he's normal, then it's fine. But like we haven't heard him
Nothing,
speak or anything.
right?
Yeah.
I agree.
That
It's you.
His final match is now going to take place in Washington instead of Boston.
Ooh.
Normally I wouldn't care about this, but I only note it because it's all because of money. Because Washington won the bidding war for Cena's last match, so thanks to TKO, he doesn't retire in his hometown.
That's it. And that's what we're saying, right? The moment machine and making money. Those are the priorities.
Yeah.
Moments and money, right?
I'm sure Washington will be a bigger gate for them too.
Well,
so
yeah.
I'm sure that's what they're all over.
Absolutely. That is the era we're in, and that's why I'm sort of have slipped away and don't really pay attention to any WWE-ness at this point. But last thing I had, just because, again, WWE signing all these free agents from AEW, right? And, they're going to be amazing. Well, Andrade has not appeared on SmackDown in recent weeks, hasn't competed in over a month. So there's speculation that he's injured, but he's not on any internal injury reports. So just seems like we don't have anything for you, brother.
Even though they were just teaming with Phoenix, I thought that was the whole thing. But maybe because now they want to move Phoenix with Penta. So then
I was just going to say, if Penta's having trouble with being outnumbered by people, so...
Yeah, then Andrade gets the shaft kind of thing.
Yeah, so like, welcome back, Andrade. But that's what we said, right? There isn't...
Well, they haven't really been using him, so I'm not surprised.
You were there for years. They didn't push you the way you wanted for that whole time, and now you're coming back and expecting that you're older, and they're just suddenly like, oh yeah, now's your time.
Because his time with AEW was so productive. Yeah, guys like that are the ones that are using AEW for like just to get back on the radar.
Yeah.
I don't even know how they did, because again, like Rusev or Miro and Andrade didn't really do much there. And like Miro's thing was like he used AEW to get his confidence back, and then he was like, oh, I realized that I'm best here, so I'm gonna go back to like...
Nope. Self-awareness, not...
Ospreay, Omega, Danielson, Swerve, Fletcher, Takeshita, like...
That's off the top of your head, not to...
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Like, so it's... I don't know. Andrade is good. But
he's amazing. You know I love Andrade.
He is limited in terms of, I think, character and promo.
Put him with Zelina Vega and run that back. It was... I don't know what they were...
I think it's too late now. I don't think they're going to do it.
It was so perfect. I don't know how they didn't see it. Just like Miro and Lana was perfect, too. Then they just can't... I don't know.
I totally forgot that their last match, Miro and Andrade, was at World's End.
Yeah.
Lana was there. I forgot Lana
was
in AEW.
A cup of coffee in AEW. For whatever reason. Right? I'm done for news, bud.
My last one I was telling you I just saw is that seems like the next challenger for Bandito and ROH is going to be Blake Christian, my boy.
Which you're excited about.
Vanilla Baby.
That makes me laugh every time.
I think him and Lee Johnson, their tag team is called Swirl now.
I see. Yeah.
But that's great, because I was telling you, I would love to see Blake Christian in like a lengthy match like that. And Bandito's been having bangers, because like the Takeshita match was great at Super.
Oh, I love that match.
And I heard the Hechicero match at Death Before Dishonor was also really good.
Yeah, we just never find time to find these things.
So I would love Bandito, Blake Christian. Although I feel like it could be something that's on TV, because I don't know when the next pay-per-view is, but I'd probably still watch it.
And just give it some time, right? Like, don't make it 6-7 minutes. Give them 12, 15.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
I would love, like, if it's on TV, I'd love like a sub 15-minute match.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. News is done. I think we're ready to get into the most in-depth thing we do every week. You know what it is. We're going to talk about this Wednesday's episode of AEW Dynamite. So we really liked Dynamite last week, and you're going to tell us about this week, and we'll see if we liked it as much.
So we kick off with Gabe Kidd coming out.
We do.
Kind of randomly. He's calling out Darby Allin, and so Allin shows up eventually. They're rolling around a bunch. He throws Allin in the turnbuckles. He tries to go something against the steel turnbuckle, but Allin throws him into it. He traps Kidd's arm against the barricade. Against the ring post. Kidd came back, sending Allin into the barricade. He hit a lariat on Darby. He's trash talking the fans a bunch, so then Allin can hit a coffin drop to the floor. Kidd catches Darby. Then Yuta tries to help Kid, but Alan takes him out right away. Gets a skateboard with thumbtacks on the bottom, and he stomps on Yuta with it.
And we see actual tacks stuck into his back,
we
obviously.
tacks, in his jacket or whatever it is. Then he's in the ring. Other Death Riders come around. The lights go out. The Hook spotlight shows up, and his music hits. He comes out. But as he's walking down the entranceway, the Ops music hits, and they brush by him to brawl with the Death Riders. And I think at some point Willow appeared.
Yeah, you're right.
She was just kind of there. That's all going on. Then we see Darby and Gabe Kidd fighting in the parking lot still. Darby throws some powder in his eyes. Then he had a rag, which I assume is maybe an Undertaker Giant Gonzalez reference with the chloroform.
Rag. Yeah, of course. The wrestling trope. There's been more than just that, I think.
Alan, he puts Kid in a body bag, and then he chains it. Or it was already chained about.
Oh yeah, I forgot this.
Drives the way, dragging Gabe Kidd through the parking lot.
Yes, and then something. Have you noticed it before when they started putting tweets or X's or whatever up on the screen? Which I don't know how I feel about.
I feel like this was the first week. I thought it was fine. I just
And the reason I bring it up because the one was funny that was something like there's a hell of a lot of potholes wherever they are, right? So if they're dragging him through the streets, and there's lots of potholes.
Yeah.
But anyways, this a super chaotic thing. This was a lengthy whatever, but I thought it was kind of cool. It was just a lot of chaos. The crowd was really into it again, right?
Yeah, the crowd, because they're doing their residence in the 2300, so we were seeing venues last week, which I thought last week
their crowd was amazing.
Really helped the show. Yeah.
Do you think this is leading to a Gabe Kidd Darby Allin match? Because if so,
I think so. I'm just wondering
where, when,
if it's So my thought was, and I mentioned it in my notes, so I'll mention it now. My thought was, is this what we're getting when we go at All Out? Or
that's what I was wondering too.
Is it gonna be? I could see it being an All Out match because we were talking about it in the moment. Because since we were watching on Google Meet,
that
I think Gabe Kidd Darby Allin would be awesome.
Me too.
And I wouldn't be mad about getting that
because he looks so vicious delivering a beating, and it's Darby taking one, right?
I think at the end of the day, I would rather Mox because that's a big match, and I think that'd be really cool to see. But I do think Kidd versus Darby would be great. I thought it's great to see more Gabe Kidd. I do love him. I love his promo style. He's kind of unhinged. He definitely feels like a rabid animal type guy.
Yeah, he's like a loose cannon sort of thing.
Yeah. But it definitely can't be good for New Japan. They can't be liking this.
Not at all. And then
it is exposure on one of their guys, but we all know where it goes. We all know how it ends.
And the Ops obviously have issues here too. And then you get within the chaos of this opening segment, they're kind of furthering.
So many things that get furthered. Absolutely, which I really like.
I thought that was effective too, yeah. So I thought it was a good start.
I think Darby Gabe Kidd could make sense if they want to postpone Mox Darby, but Darby did challenge Mox, so
I know. So it's kind of where you're going to fit it in if that is what you're doing, right? Because you're not doing Kidd after Mox, I don't think, right? Mox has to be
a TV match that they just did Darby Claudio, right?
Mox is the final boss, no pun intended. Trademark.
I could see Gabe Kidd maybe facing Darby on the go home because I saw they're doing a go home. It's September to Remember. They're doing one of those Dynamite Collision things.
Yeah, again. I saw that too. Yeah, that'd be
the go home. That's the one in London.
They could do it there.
London, Ontario.
On a special episode.
Yeah. And the Ops stuff I thought was interesting, which we'll get back to later. And I thought him dragging Kidd by the truck was actually pretty sick.
Really good, final visual, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It has the same vibe as the back in the day, Sammy Guevara getting hit by the golf carts and stuff like that.
Yeah. Remember the first time he got hit by one? It looked incredible.
He got absolutely decked by it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Or I rewatched Stadium Stampede a little while ago because the original one.
Yeah, it was amazing.
They posted on YouTube and Hangman chasing him on a horse.
Yeah, and it was it was new, right? And it was the first one was I thought the best.
And Matt Hart again dunked in the pool and they used that as a lake of reincarnation thing.
Yeah.
And it's just there's a lot.
It had that was the comedy or humor I like in wrestling, right? That kind of stuff.
And I think it's also more forgivable in that year because everyone's just trying to try something. Although to be fair to AEW, they also had that tooth and nail match with Big Swole and Baker. That was terrible.
My God. That was an all timer. That was so bad.
I always hate Big Swole. She sucked.
you never I forgot all about her, but yeah, you didn't like her.
Me too. Anyways, speaking of women's wrestling, our opener is Mercedes Moné versus Alex Windsor for the TBS title. Definitely one I'm disappointed to be getting now. as opposed to All Out.
But based on how they've not done much with Windsor character at all, it makes sense that this is just a Dynamite match, I guess, right?
No, but I was hoping they would do more in the build up to All Out, right? Like
For
I'm
sure.
still,
Because we're both
and
kind of intrigued by Windsor, right? And impressed by her.
I think
But
she's great in the ring, but yeah, there needs to be a little more elsewhere for
and I
sure.
think she has a little bit of like in-ring charisma too. Like she's got good energy. But again, we know they finally acknowledge she's with Osprey, right? But other than that,
Yeah, from the Forbidden Door package.
but we don't know anything else. But yeah, sorry, this was our opener.
Windsor early on hit a cannonball from the apron, flying clothesline from the middle rope for 2. Monet tried a baseball slide the ropes. Windsor stops her, gets like a leg lock under the ropes. Monet gets out by pulling her hair and then powerbombing her on the apron, which is
Right,
pretty sweet.
it did look good.
Monet with a meteor in the corner and one from the middle rope because that's what she do.
Yeah, meteors all day.
Willow's Bell from Windsor for 2. Blue Thunder Bomb from Windsor for 2. She locked in the sharpshooter, but Monet was able to counter into her submission. But then Windsor lifts her up and Monet counters into crucifix bomb, so they're kind of going back and forth. Windsor went for a kick, Monet blocked it, hit a knee. Windsor blocks a Monet maker, hits the headbutt, then a Made in Japan for 2, so Penta reference, I guess.
True.
Then the finish comes to Monet. I forget what was happening, but she snares Windsor in like a tight roll up, and she's able to get the win. Windsor tries to show respect. Monet is kind of like dismissing her.
Yeah.
Then Windsor tries to attack her. Belt shot from Monet. Riho comes out. Double foot stomp. Riho's back. Yay.
Yeah.
Which I'm super.
If you know our podcast, we're not big Riho fans. We have liked some of her matches, to be fair, I think. But we're not huge fans. And I thought this was a really good match, though. Monet, like, say what you will, her matches have delivered, and I thought she gave Windsor a lot here. And Windsor,
I agree. I thought Windsor, this was a really great showing for her.
She got a lot. Like, she has some cool looking offense, and Monet basically said, "Go ahead and hit it all on me."
She got a lot of it. Yeah, like I feel like she was in control for.
She was
Maybe not most of. Probably most.
I'd say
of it, but, like,
most.
still a lot of it.
Yeah.
Either way.
And also,
And I think it definitely proves that she's title match material, which is kind of what you need if you're not giving her like a main pay-per-view shot right now. Like this is just to like get her in that orbit.
I agree. And also
other than the 4-way, obviously.
The fact that Monet had to win by any means necessary and no finisher,
it
right?
did look like a tight pin. Like it looked like a pin where it's like, okay, yeah, Windsor got caught and she got stuck, right? So that was good. And like, yeah, she looked really strong here. And so I think it was just about giving her like a solo title match outing.
Yeah, I agree.
I hope she's the one to beat Monet because she's been really great so far.
Yep.
I think we just need some more character development and quality match feeling perfect. I'm not thrilled Riho's back, and she seems to be Monet's opponent for when we're going at All Out. But it could still be a good match. Like she's had matches we really like. It's just, but there are some gripes with her for sure.
Yeah,
I remember her and Willow had a really good match last year at Big Business when Monet debuted.
Right. Yeah, we've liked some of her matches. She just doesn't excite us, I guess, sort of thing, right?
She doesn't excite me, and sometimes it's like the whole her being like that really small Japanese girl. It's like makes some things less believable.
Yes, we've always said some of her offense because they go on about how she's not even 100 pounds, right? So, well, some of her stuff being not even 100 pounds wouldn't hurt so much, but you just got to suspend your sometimes the match is good enough. It doesn't really bother me, but yeah, Windsor, I don't think she's made a misstep with what they haven't given her enough in certain areas, but whatever they do give her, I think she's been hitting out of the park. So
absolutely,
I'm excited to see what they do with her. But like you've been saying it since day one, and you're right. They need to figure out a character, and like
that was always my thing with Statlander too. Who I think is fantastic.
Yeah,
and at least they are telling a story with her right now with the Death Riders.
Yes. And I feel like
character it was always a little missing.
I feel like Windsor will be more capable too in delivering whatever they give her.
I think so because I think her being into a lot, she's probably more experienced. Because I think Statlander was pretty new when they signed her.
Yeah,
so I think Statlander's been here since 2019. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she's been there a while. And I will say on NXT, they finally did a really good job of developing a women's wrestler on that show. It was nice to see.
So women's wrestler or women's wrestler?
Women's, the contender for the women's championship, as they say. But yeah, I thought this was a very good TV match. Liked it quite a bit.
Yeah. Then we get an interview with the Ops. Joe gets asked about the Hook situation. He tells Renee to ask Hook, who comes in. He says he doesn't need them. He'll fight his own battles. They replace him, and he thought it was different than that. Hobbs said he's always had his back. Joe kind of like takes lead and says that he's right that they didn't wait and because opportunity knocked and Hook wasn't ready. They didn't come out for Hook. They came out for their own business, and Hook's right to be upset but Joe is the one that made that call. He says Hook will need their help one day, like it or not, and they will have his back. And I think we kind of mentioned this in the moment too.
We did.
I really, really like this. It just kind of like it was reasonable, it was
Yes.
logical, and like both sides are understandable. Hook's rightfully annoyed at being replaced, missing out on his first like official AEW title win because no one counts FTW.
Right. No, they don't.
And Joe's also justified in doing what he needed to do to make sure that he did get that moment that he was supposed to get, and sees the opportunity at hand. And I like that Joe, like, because Hook comes in pretty like heated, right? And Joe doesn't like get mad at him because he's like he can be that unstable guy if he wants to be, but like he kind of calmed him down and like at least reasoned with him, and you can tell Hook's still mad when he leaves, but like it doesn't feel like they're setting up a feud, which I thought they might.
I
And
know.
like I like they said like we'll still have your back because you're fighting Death Riders, right? So I really liked how they did this, and I think it was like a great way to handle it.
100% agree. The tone of it, like, it was really rare in wrestling that you get a de-escalation, right? Like, it's actually Hook coming in a little bit pissed and Joe actually de-escalating things, which is nice, instead of just immediately like,
Which seemed to kind of work, I think.
yeah. And they both I said pretty much what you were saying, that this is how a real interaction might happen, right? Like, Hook's kind of pissed, obviously, and Joe's like, well, what are we supposed to do, right? We got opportunities and you're not there. Nothing personal, and we've still got your back. And Hook's like, I don't really like being replaced or whatever. So yeah, I thought
I think it's made more interesting by the fact that Hobbs is like a former teammate of Hook's. So
Yes.
it's like it's interesting in that regard.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I thought what they did here was really great.
I agree. I liked it a lot.
Then we get Ricochet and Goa backstage. Ricochet talks about his problems with the Hurt Syndicate predating AEW, and they haven't been able to get on the same page. He says the issue for them is hurting people's business, but it's personal for him. Toa Leona says that their legacy is all they have left, being the Syndicate, and Brodito may have had the belts, but they ended their title reign, and their legacy is next. And Khan says Ricochet alone is better than the Syndicate, so what does that make the three of them? Ricochet says they're not washed up, and so he challenges MVP to join the Syndicate, face them in Toronto, and everyone will know they stand above the Syndicate.
Yeah, I like this group, and I think they're like gaining some steam.
Everyone sounded good here.
Me too. And like, I feel like Ricochet's dialed back the silliness a little bit to kind of fit with Goa better, and it's still working for me.
It's still
right?
in there though, right? Like,
and maybe it's
still
only
doing the little laugh thing at the end. Like, it's still in there, but he can kind of not stop doing that because he gets to be tougher. Because it's like when MJF was with the Syndicate, he's got like these two muscular guys with him now. So now he can kind of like flex his muscles a bit.
And it might be that this is a little more personal too, because he did want in Hurt Syndicate and they rejected him. So maybe maybe the next feud he's in, when he's not as personal, he's back to being a little sillier. But I thought this was good, and they actually gave Toa quite a bit to say.
I agree,
and Khan a little bit. So it's nice to that they're, and again, if this is Hurt Syndicate going, hey, we want to put over some younger people, like, good for them, and this is a good choice.
I feel like putting MVP in this match is a better way to do that too.
You think that
I think MVP is probably the fall guy. I just don't want that to mean that then we start having like them blame MVP.
Right. I don't want to see any sort of splintering of the Hurt Syndicate or teasing it. Like, just
absolutely
MVP's old, whatever. Well, I guess so are Lashley and Benjamin, to be fair, but
it's just MVP's like semi-retired, or
right?
What do we call it?
So yeah, he should take the pinfall here. I think it can be through cheating shenanigans too. 100%.
I think so, and I think that's fine because Ricochet's a weasel.
Exactly.
But yeah, everyone sounded good here, and I thought this was good.
Me too.
Then we get Mark Briscoe coming out to the ring for a promo. He talks about the arena being a sacred place because it's where him and his brother fell in love with pro wrestling. So, invoking Jay, we're talking about that. Yeah. And he's been gun blazing ever since. He says his focus is on Fletcher, which I thought was odd given the MJF stuff, but I feel like we'll circle back around to it.
Yeah.
He said, unfortunately, means he has to have a conversation with a man named Don Callis. So, he mentions that Don told him that he has to beat one of the Callis guys for a shot. And so Callis comes out. He's with Rocky Romero and Lance Archer, who's the only one in ring gear. So it's worth noting. Callis comes out. You did
say that. I wonder who it's going to be.
Like, I wonder who could it possibly be. He has to beat Takeshita on Collision this Saturday, which I would watch. Actually, that'd be killer. Takeshita comes out for a stare down. That he leaves. Mark wants a match right now. Rocky Romero takes off his jacket as if he's going to fight. And that's like, oh, Lance Archer walks the ring. So what a surprise! Yeah. So we're going to roll right into Briscoe versus Archer. But this was solid. It gives us a breather until Fletcher Briscoe, which will be sick. Takeshita Briscoe will be sick. I feel like we'll probably get to Fletcher Briscoe at All Out, but I could see that happening
That would
sooner
be
than
awesome.
MJF cost Briscoe the match.
Yeah.
And then MJF Briscoe at All Out, which is also fine.
So what do we know is on the card that we're going to so far? Anything?
I think Riho Monet is confirmed. Edge and Christian
Forgot
versus
about
FDR.
that.
And something else, I think.
So they still got some work to do then to set everything up for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this was smart. Like, the crowd is so hot to put Briscoe live in front of them instead of backstage or pre-recorded or something like that. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's again, Mark Briscoe is as interesting as he's ever been, and they're lining up really cool opponents for him. He's been crushing it in ring.
I think he has faced Takeshita before. I just don't really remember it.
I'm not sure either, but I'd watch it again even if he did, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked it.
Then we roll right into Briscoe versus Lance Archer. We got suicide dive early on. Archer chokes him on the side of the steel steps, so that was pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
Cannonball through the ropes from Briscoe. He goes for a J Driller, back by drop from Archer. Then Briscoe charges in the corner, but gets dropped by a boot from Archer. Buckle bomb and a choke slam from Archer for 2. Briscoe hits a sunset flip powerbomb from the corner. It was a little shaky, but he did get it, and it was a 2 count. And then a little while after, it's a froggy bow from Briscoe for the win.
Yeah, this is all it needed to be, right? Archer got to hit some of his power stuff, and the crowd gets to go ooh, and then Briscoe, fights through that and wins. So
and Briscoe gets a quality win, and it was fine. It's just like Archer never had a snowball's chance in hell of winning here. So
yeah, exactly. This is exactly what it needed to be.
Mm-hmm. There's a really brief promo from Storm that was pre-taped. It really wasn't anything that poignant, so I'm not even going to really talk about it because it was, I don't care. And also just like there wasn't really anything of consequence that she said.
I think the only thing is, right, it was basically her open challenge. She was just saying everybody in the locker room needs to whatever in her style. So it's just kind of like who's going to challenge me next type thing. Yeah.
Then we get an interview with Statlander and Harley Cameron. Harley's talking about like the wrath that's in her mask, and Statlander like takes it off and says it was always within her. So I guess is that their way of like, she doesn't have to wear it anymore, I guess, because she like whatever injury was, right? Harley says they're on a roll. They want to go after Brodito in the tag titles, which I thought was funny.
Harley's funny.
Then Yuta and Shafir come in because they had a message from Moxley. I forgot what it was exactly, but then Statlander's like, okay, I got his message. You can go tell him. And then Yuta's going to go wrestle now. I thought this was solid. I think Harley is funny. She made me laugh. And I'm intrigued still by the recruitment attempts from Mox towards Statlander, and I hope it's the Baszler thing. Like Baszler,
yes, please.
Shafir against Statlander and Harley, I guess, or Willow, hopefully. Hopefully they take out Harley.
Harley's funny, and she's got some serious charisma, but then like
the bell rings.
Putting that too, but putting Stat directly beside her isn't helping Stat because Stat struggles with being kind of interesting, I find, even though I love her in the ring. So it's just
she's like a Roderick Strong.
It makes her sort of awkwardness might be too strong, but it's kind of glaring when she's sharing a direct screen with Cameron. But yeah, and then the Death Rider thing I kind of forgot about, but you remind me of storylines I forget.
Yeah, well, it's been like a half collision thing, so it's weird.
It made more sense than I thought in the moment, yeah.
Yeah. Then we get Brodito defending the tag titles against the Death Riders. So first defense is kind of like it's a one pulled out of thin air, but I think it kind of works. But anyways, yeah, Claudio and Bandito are fighting for a suplex, and eventually Bandito gets the better of it. So stalling suplex to Claudio, which looked pretty crazy.
It looks like Claudio's double his length when he's got him upside down.
He does look. Claudio's a lanky guy, and Bandito's not. Claudio catches Bandito from a crossbody. He shifts him into a backward. Just like the absolute like strength of Claudio.
He's a brute, man.
He's an absolute freak of nature.
He is.
The crowd is still showing special hate for Yuta, which I think is
they
really
hate
funny.
him so much.
They hate Yuta. Like they don't like Death Riders, but they especially hate Yuta.
It's great so for funny. Yuta, man.
It is. It could turn in like a Dominic Mysterio thing, like when he was in Judgment Day, he's getting special heat.
Yeah.
Except I don't know exactly why it's pivoted towards Yuta here.
And now I think even if the crowd doesn't hate him, it's just become a thing they know they're supposed to do, right?
That's true. And it could, I feel like, halt whatever turn we were teasing with Yuta. It's like, we can't turn him if everyone wants to hate him.
Right.
Claudio catches Bandito from Hurricane, lifts him up. Bandito counters into a code red. Then we get tag out to King for a hot tag flurry. Brodito with a heavy double chop to Yuta's back. Poor guy. King hits a superplex. and they line Yuta for that assisted 450, but Shafir distracts Bandito. Claudio takes advantage. Big swing on Bandito into the dropkick from Yuta, but King breaks the pin at 2. The finish comes when Darby evens the odds. Took out, I think it was Mox at ringside. Bandito takes advantage, hits the 21 plex to Yuta, and the champs retain.
Yeah, I thought this was a good tag match, a good quality defense for Brodito, right? Just like, again, I assume Brodito is winning this, but it adds, because they're a very new tag team who's had very few matches, but they have really good matches.
Like a month or two, maybe.
Yeah, and it sort of adds a feather in their cap, as we like to say. I thought good action throughout, good near fall for the Death Riders near the end of it, and the crowd really liked it. So, and then you've got Darby continuing to haunt them, right?
Yeah. It was a good TV tag. I don't think it was up to the standards of the ones we got in the tag tournament.
No.
But I'm glad Tag Wrestling Psych still is staying featured.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think this made sense as an easy first title defense too, because Death Riders don't need the gold right now.
Right.
They're credible enough, and they can afford a loss. And I think it's a quality defense that only serves to benefit Brodito.
Yeah.
And then Darby's involvement furthers his story a bit more, so it's all around. I thought it was solid value here.
Me too. I don't think it was amazing, but it was a good match.
Renee asks Okada about the tension between he and Takeshi last week, and he says Takeshi calls himself the alpha, but he's the rainmaker, and everyone knows he's the top dog in the Callis family.
Yeah.
And it's just really simple here, but it's effective, and we're just continuing to progress the story here, and I think it just clarifies the story that we're telling.
We see where it's going, and we're just taking a little straightforward small step here, right? We're going to get Okada to Takeshita. It's going to be awesome. So it doesn't really matter to me how they get there.
Then we get a Hurt Syndicate interview.
I have Renee teleports to the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah. MVP says Ricochet's a whining hater who's setting a terrible example for Goa. He said he saw Ricochet on Collision saying he would learn to respect him. And he says they don't ask for respect, they command respect. And he accepts the challenge for a trios match. He looks forward to joining his brothers in combat. And he said that they hurt people in Toronto, they'll hurt Ricochet.
Yep.
I thought this was really tight. He didn't seem to lose his edge since they're babyface now, so I got no complaints. I thought Shelton looked killer in the maroon suit.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really solid.
Yeah, see, MVP is a really good performer. It's easy to believe he is taking this personally, right? And it's just a pretty a logical
and
response.
It seriously, I really liked it.
Yeah, logical response to what came earlier for sure.
Then we hear from Coben and Christian. This gets cut off because Coben's making his entrance, but then he gets attacked by FTR. Christian comes down to even the odds. They brawl, security gets involved, and there's "That's Our Father" chants.
Yeah, that's
Dax
right.
gets busted open pretty deep. Dax is bleeding.
Really bleeding.
ROH guys come in to separate things. FTR hit a spike pile driver to poor Jordan Oliver, who did nothing. Adam Priest kind of accidentally gets caught in the crossfire, so he brawls with them a bit. They get separated too. And this is fine. It didn't add much, but it did look like a heated brawl, which I thought was made better by Dax getting busted open. Yeah,
it's just no talking, just they are ready to at the point to, get violent. And this was, I guess, a preview of what we're going to get sort of thing. And yeah, the blood, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it didn't hurt. That's for sure.
Then we got a Garcia promo package, which was, I don't remember exactly, but it was him talking about going after Mox again and how Mox is on top and how he's got the spot that Garcia wants. Garcia is sick of not finishing things, so he's going to finish it.
Agreed.
There's other stuff as well, but I thought this was actually quite good.
Me too.
I really liked it for a Garcia promo. I thought he sounded confident. He had a point, and he had a great reason for gunning for Mox again. He acknowledged a lot of the stop-start things for him. I like that they turned that into another reason for him to going to face Mox. So he's like, okay, you kind of got lucky, or you got a quick win last time, and now he's going to go for it again. I thought also it's a great way to build a TV match, and especially one for Collision. It's a Collision build that I feel like we'd like. So a lot of the time we'll see this in the next thing. It's like a Collision build. We're like, okay, we could have skipped this because it's just a half-assed Collision build. But this is a Collision build where I feel like it's actually interesting to me, and it's actually substantial.
Yeah, it's
it feels like a build for at the beginning of a build for a pay-per-view match. I don't think this match is big enough for pay-per-view, but they are putting some care into it, which I think is nice for a TV match. And even though we haven't really cared in a while, it makes me a little more optimistic for Garcia.
Yes, and that's the thing. We aren't really big on Garcia, and I think the key is they pre-recorded.
I thought this was good.
They pre-recorded this, which helped
that too.
And I agree. I thought he sounded way better than usual, and some of the things he said, because we've said it, the stopping and starting with him, right? He kind of referred to it from a different angle, I guess, here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I like that they kind of pivoted that into something helpful.
I thought this was good, and if it ended up with him somehow joining Death Riders, I don't really We thought he fit there a long time
I'm okay
ago.
with that, but
I don't know how you get
I
there.
think I don't know. I feel like it's not too late, and I do like him since they've always put him over as like the fighting for AEW babyface. Like I do think him being on the team makes sense because you get to do the Darby Cassidy Hook Garcia thing,
Right.
which I think just makes sense.
Yep.
Then we get the FTR promo backstage quick. It's just like Adam Priest walks by and they're setting up a tag match for a Collision. It's gonna be him and the Dynamite kid against FTR on Collision. So it's like this is what I mean. These are the Collision builds that like we don't really care for.
Exactly. But it's fast and forgettable.
Yeah. But then that's what I mean is like the difference between this and the Garcia one is like very interesting.
Yes, big difference.
And big time main event, it's Hangman, Omega, and Jet Speed against Fletcher, Alexander, and Young Bucks.
Yep.
Young Bucks nameplate says these guys again. Then we see a video of them like getting embarrassed at the convention with their cheap sign and like them complaining about it. It's like which I thought was like kind of funny, but then it was even funnier to me because it's like now it's playing over their music because they finally did get their actual theme song back, but then it's like this is playing over their music and they have to still come in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was pretty funny.
They're getting a lot of legs out of this. It's
yeah, absolutely.
It's funny.
They keep finding new ways to do it, which I really like. Hangman and Omega are chopping Alexander back and forth. Then like Omega goes to chop Alexander again. He puts his arms up to block it. Then Hangman just like slaps him on the back. Then they double chop him. Crazy sequence of tag offense from the heel squad. Just like I don't even remember exactly, but they were just like going nuts. Speedball to hot tag flurry, which you always like to see.
He looked amazing.
Nick, he goes for the standing UFO, but Nick gets his knees up. Matt tags in locomotion Northern Light suplexes, but Knight at the end counters into a tornado DDT. Hangman and Omega take a Fletcher with an all-out assault. Then they go up. They go line up for the last call, but Alexander takes Hangman off the apron. Fletcher takes out Omega, and then suicide dive to Hangman. Speedball with a PK moonsault knee drop to Alexander. Then him and Alexander wrestles the apron. He counters the German, goes for the moonsault knee drop on the apron, misses, and then Alexander runs back in the ring, knocks him off the apron with a crossbody block. So that was a really nice sequence to incorporate their signature moves together.
Very smooth.
They had that really nice like hour-long match in Impact. I'm sure this was a spot from there.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That match.
Yeah, that really was awesome.
Good,
yeah.
I think that was our TV match of the year that one year, and I didn't even watch Impact.
That's right.
I just watched that. There's a lot of fighting on the barricade. Nick and Fletcher hit a TK driver in the ring to Speedball, then an Andy Taker on the floor to Knight.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like Nick Jackson's doing the most here, just running around like a madman. Alexander gets Speedball to fireman's carry. He counters out, hits a poison Rana, then an Omega hot tag flurry comes in. We get a standoff between the Bucks, Hangman, and Omega, which is awesome. There's Elite Chance ringing out as they're doing like a sequence. This was really great.
Yeah.
Really cool moment. Nod to like the greatest tag team match I've ever seen.
That's right.
Hangman does the moonsault. He goes to do like the moonsault into a tombstone on Fletcher, but Fletcher counters, gets a tombstone powder of his own for 2. Knight goes for UFO splash from Fletcher, but he gets his feet up. Looks nasty.
Perfect.
Knight absolutely eats it. Speedball with an avalanche poison rod on Fletcher. Then he takes a double super kick from the Bucks, and then just everyone's coming in with something. It's just absolute chaos. Then the Bucks and Alexander hit an Indy Taker to Knight, then followed by a Fletcher brainbuster for the win. So the heels pick up the win. Heels attack Omega and Hangman after the match. Archer and Romero join in, so they're just getting beat down. Nasty brainbuster on a seated chair from Fletcher on Hangman. Murders him. Omega gets beat down. Fletcher at the chair right in the diverticulitis. Then a brainbuster off the apron through a table. Yeah. Absolutely crazy main event. This was awesome, I thought. Did not let me down given the talent involved. Like, we love, both of us love everyone in this match. I think both the tag teams in this match are great because Jet Speed are really fun and the Bucks are the best. Alexander's a good Canadian boy. Fletcher is on the rise and undeniable. And then Hangman and Omega are like two of the best performers in the company. So this was really great. Everyone got time to shine, I thought.
Yeah, I thought Bailey looked awesome in his so
it was really crazy to keep up with at times, and I think my favorite part was definitely the Elite sequence, just because like that was such a cool thing to see again,
and just taking that moment to let it breathe for the audience too, like them standing there all together.
Fletcher, I think, looked the best though because he looked good in the match, but he looks like an absolute monster after the match. So, like obliterating Hangman and Omega is huge for him,
and he both of those spots looked really awesome. And I thought Alexander got some time here too, which sometimes he's almost forgotten in this group.
He did really good as well.
But this was
Fletcher comes out of this looking so good.
This is what AEW does, right? And I'm gonna contrast it in a couple minutes with an NXT version of something like this, right? So it's really hard easy to
And I
compare
wonder
them.
if now the play is Hangman Fletcher at All Out, which is fine
Let's go.
by me. We saw it earlier this year, but do it on pay-per-view, that'd be great. If I could see Fletcher in a pay-per-view main event, that'd be awesome.
That match would be crazy.
But yeah, no, the match was great. Everyone looked good, and then the post-match makes Fletcher look like $1,000,000. I mean, I do know that he should probably focus on his mid-card title, but if you want to boost him up for the world title just to get his hat in the ring there, I think that's absolutely okay, because he feels right now, he feels so ready for the main event. It's just a matter of like it being his time in terms of other people, but like if they ever want him in the main event, he's ready, and I don't think it's really deniable at this point.
I would agree with you. He is ready. And yeah, like AEW does a ton of post-match run-ins and beatdowns and stuff, but this was next level. This was, he looked like he legit.
It felt like a statement.
Like if you were to tell me they're doing an injury angle because these guys need time off, I would have believed it. It looked that devastating, right? Like, oh, is Omega taking more time off because he just got killed? So yeah, a really good main event. Really,
Fletcher was like yelling. It was like Doc Samson checking on Omega, and he's like yelling into the mic. He's like, "He's dead, he's dead."
Yeah, that's right.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
it's so great. But yeah, no, this was a really, really, really great main event.
And when you're looking back, like chaotic bookending to this show, right? Like the opening segment and then the finishing segment, it gives it that sort of vibe.
We're back in the golden age of the multi-man tag for Dynamite, because we always talked about that golden run back in like 2021, back in the prime era of AEW, as many call it. But it feels like we're back in that golden age in terms of the multi-man tags. Like you can't even count on your hands how many times we've seen a good one, because there's been so many this year.
So many.
It feels like at least since the Bucks came back.
Yeah.
When they came back at Dynasty, I feel like it's been at least since then we've been getting them like most weeks, and it's been crazy. These ones, I think trios matches tend to be the best ones, but honestly the 8-man tags sometimes do better, because this was crazy. But yeah, this was a really great main event.
So really good show again this week. Like if you think about, we really like the women's match. We love the main event. We thought the tag match was good.
The show's bookended good.
We like those opening and closing segments.
Nothing wrong with the Archer match.
No, even little things like Ricochet doing things and
MVP.
So I think I enjoyed last week a little bit more, but this is very close. I went B+. I don't know if you went A-, I wouldn't hold it against you for sure.
I think just ending so strong like that, I'm gonna go like an A-. I'll put it under last week still, but
yeah, that's fair.
I do think it's an A-. I think like they're really firing on all cylinders this year. Like Dynamite has been the average on Dynamite, I think, has been a real step up from 2023 and especially last year. Sometimes it was like,
I don't think there's been any in the C range for me, and
I don't think so. And there might have been one or two the other year,
right? For sure, there was. There's been a couple.
Like, and we've talked about it before, but I mentioned it again now. Like with the public perception of WWE changing, with the ESPN thing, with the Lesnar thing, with all the TKO money grabbing, I think AEW is in a chance to really make a comeback, and I think they are.
There have to be more people out there like me, right? I can't be on an island of like I'm finally kind of done with main roster.
I think the AEW fans like us are already like kind of distancing themselves, because it's like WWE, like it's already less for me, and now it's just like they're making it easier by the week for me to not watch it. Like we were talking about off air, like I'm like I don't really feel like I like them anymore.
Yeah. And for me, it was just kind of, it's a habit, and then a little bit of...
But then once it's not a habit, right?
And a little bit of FOMO, too, of like, what if something really cool happens? But I can just find that that's going to come across... I'm going to get to that somehow, from you or from somewhere else.
It does feel like AEW still cares about the wrestling and the stories, and like TKO, especially, I worry about them like not... Like with AJ Lee coming back, it's like, what are we really going to do long term?
Right.
Like, it's great you signed it long term, and I hope she does well. But I have my doubts based on the regime. And so, yeah, I feel like this year has been such a renaissance year.
And just like you're saying, more opportunity for them to gain ground.
There's so much opportunity for them to really gain that public perception back. Because the whole thing was like always like, oh, AEW doesn't have stories, but like there's stories. They've been telling stories this year. The MJF Syndicate story, a little mushy because of the turnaround, but still a good story that they were telling.
MJF Hangman's awesome. MJF Briscoe's been great.
Hangman's title triumph was great. I thought Death Rider's story really picked up this year, because I think at the beginning of this year it was not great.
It was not.
But I think they found
it bad. In fact,
Death Riders. I like when's the last time you had problems with Death Riders?
Yeah, they recovered.
Right. They recovered really well.
The Hangman stuff, they really started to recover there.
Yeah, and even now, it's like, when's the last problem we had?
Right.
Like when's the last time you had like major problems with Death Rider segments?
Yeah, it's true.
Right, and so I think like, and the Copeland Christian story is going really well.
It
and so
is.
I think, like, just
like it more than I thought. Even just
Right.
the emerging, very basic Takeshita Okada stuff that's there, and it's kind of like they're staggering them well. So like stories are at different points. You know, some are close to the end, some are just starting.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
I think they're
it's been
making
good.
good roster additions as well. Like, we're not signing more ex-WWE guys who are just going to use AEW to make their name back.
Right.
Right? Like, we're signing Kevin Knight and Speedball, who have been on TV regularly and seem to have a lot of upside. We haven't seen much of Ace Austin yet, but that's also someone with a lot of upside. We've signed Megan Bain, who's really sick. We've seen Tekla, who's solid.
Yep.
Alex Windsor's great. Like, I think they've seen it taking Hechicero more full time, which is good. And like, tag team wrestling seems to be back for AEW.
Yeah, it
which is
feels
something
like
WWE won't do.
the trajectory for AEW is going up right now, and there
And
is
WWE is either stagnant or low.
right. So, and that's
which is
why
weird.
maybe they're panicking a little and feel the need, compelled
so.
to counter program.
They can say it's not competition all they want, but I don't know. They're not stupid. They might be immoral, but they're not stupid.
They almost definitely are immoral, yes, but
They are immoral, but they're not stupid.
No.
It's not hard to see the tide changing in the public. And now, am I saying this is going to kill WWE? No, I
of
don't
course
know
not.
what
They
I
will
don't
always
know-
be the leader, but
I don't know what will.
doesn't mean the gap can't.
But this is going
Narrow.
to keep AEW alive.
Yep, I agree.
AEW is not going anywhere, and I don't think this is WWE can do enough to affect their TV money right now.
I don't either, and that's
Unless
the bottom line.
They really start pretending to care,
And right and
right,
do
yeah.
things.
But like, I would argue we need to start saying the opposite of what people would say about AEW like last year, when they like to hate on them every time. It's like, WWE has no stories right now. What are they doing that's so great?
Generating moments and money.
Yeah, what are they doing that's so great in comparison, right? So we're really, like, we've been on a good run. We've had these two shows that we really liked. We had a couple TV specials. Like, I think the one I always harken back to is Spring Breakthrough, because that was a really great show.
Amazing.
We had Mercedes Moné and Athena, and the Takeshita Ospreay match, which is probably my favorite TV match of the year.
And that was where it was a lot of wrestling, right? And it felt like a pay-per-view, basically. Yeah,
it was. Yeah. And yeah, so like, a long-winded way to say, like, AEW's been doing really well this year. The pay-per-views have been great too,
and we love to see it. All Out, when we're there, I'm sure is going to be amazing. I can't wait.
I'm sure it's going to be great.
And I talked to you about a unique,
we get to be there this year,
and maybe box seats. We find out hopefully today. And then I also told you I might have a way to record some audio, like even on our drive home or whatever. So
I am really excited that like AEW's on the upswing as we're gonna go see them, because like
I'm excited.
Yeah,
man.
it's been great.
Even if we don't get box seats and we stay in our normal seats, it's still going to be great.
Yeah, I just want to be there.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so done with Dynamite, moving into trivia. It's a segment that we call Off the Top of His Head. So I told you it was going to be timely. So what do you think it might be? What might the topic be? Oh yeah, you're right. You know me well. So it is going to be AJ Lee's greatest, I put, pay-per-view matches. Okay, so it's top 15. We'll see. Do you feel? Because I told you before, I'm not sure if you'll do well or not. What's your like confidence rating? So it's going to be all pay-per-view matches.
I feel like I can guess people based on the era.
I do too, and I feel like not that
a certain year. I know she faced blank a lot.
So yeah, so I think too, because your knowledge of pay-per-view cards might get you there, because you just kind of know what was on what show, whether it's AJ Lee specific or not. But some of her stuff might be obscure. But anyways, we'll see. Number 15, WrestleMania 31.
She teamed with Paige against the Bellas.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. Why do you know these things?
Her last match.
Number 14. Oh, was it? Okay, then the year going back a year from that, WrestleMania 30.
Wasn't it like it was a big multi-person match, I'm pretty sure.
It was.
There's like a lot of people in there, I think.
It was the Invitational. Vicky Guerrero, is that right? Yeah, you got it. Elimination Chamber 2013. If you know this, I don't. If this is correct, because again, this is AI.
Caitlyn?
So Caitlyn's involved. It's a tag match, according to this.
Caitlyn and
So AJ and Caitlyn together.
Okay.
Versus Good Luck. Nobody's Mina.
Tamina and what, Natalia?
It says Layla and Tamina. This deserves to be fact checked, perhaps.
I would never think of Layla.
Money in the Bank 2014 in a Divas Championship match.
Paige.
Correct. TLC 2014 Divas Championship match.
It's Paige again.
No.
Okay. Caitlyn.
No. That name comes up a lot, though.
Alicia Fox.
No.
Sorry, Alicia Fox. Nikki Bella.
Very close. Brie Bella. Survivor Series 2014 Divas Championship match.
Paige.
Correct. Battleground 2014 Divas Championship match.
Paige.
Correct. Do you know this, or are you just throwing that out there?
I know it's a lot of Paige in 2014.
Night of Champions 2014 Triple Threat. So you can't just...
Paige.
Correct. And?
Nikki Bella.
Wow. Yes.
Okay.
2014 SummerSlam Divas Champion.
Paige. That one I did know it was Paige, to be fair. Well, because remember, it's like when Paige debuts on the main roster, she's NXT champion.
Yes.
She wins the title
right
on the first
away.
Night.
Yes.
And then they're trading the title a lot that year.
Apparently. Elimination Chamber 2014.
This was too early, so it can't be Paige.
Correct. So we know you weren't just saying Paige just because.
No, I know it's anytime after Mania. I'm just going to say Paige first.
So this name already came up. She's never.
Alicia Fox.
No, she's never been champion. I shouldn't say.
Caitlyn was champion.
I shouldn't say.
No, Layla's been champion.
Actually, maybe she has been. I shouldn't have said that. You're going to be like, yeah,
Layla?
she's been champion like 4 times. No,
Layla?
big. Power lady.
Tamina.
Yeah. She been champion?
Okay, no. Why would Tamina be champion?
I don't, because I feel like if you're on the women's roster and you're there long enough, you've had it.
Nobody's Mina, but everybody's Beta.
Right. A number 5 was TLC 2013 Divas Championship match.
Caitlyn. Kelly.
Strong technical bout. So who does everyone think?
Kelly. Then.
Who does everyone think a technician?
Natalia.
Yeah, you got it. That I was going to say that we don't agree with that assessment. A Night of Champions 2013 Fatal 4-Way.
Nikki Bella.
No. Close. Brie Bella.
Natalia.
Yes.
Caitlyn.
No.
Oksana.
No. Somebody recently departed from Raw. Not released. Just departed. On a leave, if you will. As I bump the table. Who just left? Who just gave a speech like a week ago?
Rats. I don't know.
Is vacating
Naomi.
a title even. Yeah, Naomi.
Okay.
All right, here you go.
I was going to say, who's been around long enough?
I feel like you'll get these last two. Money in the Bank 2013. Divas Championship.
Caitlyn.
Correct. And number 1, Payback 2013. Divas Championship.
Nikki Bella.
Nope.
Caitlyn.
Yes, Caitlyn. I forgot. I thought Caitlyn was terrible when she started, and then I thought she actually got decent. But
she was one of the practitioners of the spear, right? One of the few female ones.
I want to say yes. And she just kind of had a different look. She looked a little stronger than a lot of the divas
She wasn't diva enough. That's
right.
Why.
I think that was part of the problem. All right, good job. You got
problem.
A lot of Caitlyn, a lot of Paige in there, and a lot of Bellas. That was pretty much everybody. But very good work. We'll shift gears back into quickly going over a couple things from Raw, a couple things from, well, most of the things from NXT. We call it Highspots and Restholds. All right, so taking a look at Raw first. Oh, I didn't have my notes ready. Very professional of me. Basically, not much. Kabuki Warriors beat Perez and Rodriguez. I am kind of enjoying Asuka right now because she's kind of like the unhinged, angry, like big sister.
You're gonna like get the heel Asuka that you like,
and also she's kind of like, it feels like she's the big sister of the other Kabukis. You know what I mean? And she's like trying to boss.
Which I feel like kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm kind of okay with it, to be honest.
I've seen a little bit of like those segments. I don't think I saw the one this week, but I feel like I've seen at least a bit of it.
Yep.
Like, in general.
Balor beat Dragon Lee. crowd was super into it. Seemed like a very energetic crowd on the little bits that I saw. So Balor actually gets a win, which gives you an idea of where Dragon Lee is slotted, right? Which I think we knew.
When's the last time Balor won a singles match?
I know. And
this was a singles match, right?
Yeah, and Dragon Lee's beneath that, basically, at this point.
I wonder if I can look up Finn Balor's singles match record.
I'm sure you can. Cage match, I think, will do things like that. War Raiders were teamed up with Penta, and they beat the New Day, and it was some sort of the finish. I don't know if it's a regular War Raiders move, because I don't see them on SmackDown, obviously, but it was something. I think it was like Ray Rowe, whichever one he is now. Who's Ray Rowe? Eric had him for like a suplex, and then Hansen, which is Ivar, got that one, comes off the ropes, but it was like the angle was weird and it looked really strange. But anyways, and then it was that move, and a destroyer by Penta, obviously. And so, like, we've been saying for weeks, like, this is Penta's spot now, right? The New Day have never been less interesting. The War Raiders just haven't even existed on Raw.
You had said that in October. That'd be crazy,
right? The
fall off is so sad.
And so Penta's gone from winning every singles match and whatever to now, like, you're in random trios.
Yeah,
matches.
he was like whooping Gable, Kaiser, and Dunn on weekly.
And so now this is where he's at. I don't really care. Dom beat AJ. Dom beat AJ Styles. It was El Grande Americano showed up with the loaded mask headbutt thing.
Have you seen the French crowd
love AJ Styles? Absolutely, bananas for him.
I saw someone say, like, if they can't do it at WrestleMania, they should have him retire in France.
Yeah, they love. I wonder what it is. I don't know what it is.
I don't know, but I think it's really funny.
It is.
And since he's like a babyface now, I kind of like it. Like,
yeah.
The first time he was a heel, it was weird. It's like kind of like the thing you're saying. The participation is just everywhere, but I do think it's nice. I think it'd be cool for him. If you can't do it, unless you want to do it in his hometown, but TK would probably take whoever bids the highest.
That's true. They absolutely will. If that French have deep pockets, that's where he'll be. The only segment that WWE felt was important enough to highlight on their own chosen highlights was the Becky Lynch Punk. She slaps him a million times, right? He says you'll regret it, and obviously setting up AJ Lee coming back. I thought Becky Lynch was good in that segment.
You think AJ Lee wins that title?
Yes, I'll say.
Because I
think yes.
think so too. Because if they want Becky Lynch, they want to use Becky Lynch's name to really bolster that title. Well, why wouldn't they want it to be AJ Lee?
And I also feel like they'll be like, she's bolstered it. She's done enough. We want to get her in this version more in main title contention. So
I also think that, like, to be fair, there's a lot of fresh matches you can do if AJ wins that title, and also then if she wins the title it's a fresh title for her, since she predates even the women's titles, like the main ones.
Yes.
Now, if you trace back their lineage to 2016, AJ Lee's already gone by then, right? So I think it'd be interesting for her to hold pretty much any title.
And I thought she was good in the
mid-card
ring.
Titles, at least she was. Well, it wasn't
for that era,
but she was exceptional in that era.
Right.
Which, hopefully she still got it. I don't even remember what her finisher is, other than that weird submission.
Yeah, that's what I remember too.
I think, right. But, like, also if it's the mid-card title, that eases her in too.
It does.
Like, but keeps her prominent.
I feel like they could have her win for that reason, right? Like, why make such a big deal of her coming back if she's not gonna win?
Yeah, I think you can spin it off into 2 title feuds after this mixed tag.
Yeah.
Obviously, Punk and Rollins is a feud, and that makes sense. We know what's happening there. And then I think AJ Lee Becky could be quite interesting. I would consider checking it out.
Yeah, me too.
I say that, and I probably won't. But
you just said interested in, not actually follow through on.
I'm allowed to say that now.
You are.
And not do it later.
That's right. Exactly. So, and then it was main event. Reed and Breaker beat Uso and Knight. Braun spear to Uso. Beat down after. I think it was
Take a shot every time the Vision main event's Raw.
Breaker with a spear after the match, Tsunami, and then Brother Jim shows up to make the save. So
yeah, so I guess Uso's reunion.
And again, the lines are so blurred between Raw and Smack. It doesn't bother me because I've always thought it's kind of dumb. Like, use your talent, tell stories across, or keep it separate. Don't tell me it's separate and have it not be.
Smart. I think it only works when there's too many people, and they do have a lot of people, so I think they should just stick to it.
Yeah.
And if they're gonna have Jimmy, if they want to reunite the Usos, that's okay, but just do like a trade, because I think that's how they sold the Knight and Sammy switching, right? Which I think is fine, but it's different when, like, Jimmy's showing up on Raw randomly this week and then Punk's on SmackDown. It's like, that's a little too much.
Even though Sammy refused to go to SmackDown and have a free title shot like a month ago, now he's gone anyways.
And got a free title shot. Right. But now it's a mid-card title.
That's right.
He did take the offer.
Yeah.
Just a worse one.
He negotiated it down. He did the opposite.
He reverse negotiated himself. Yes, that's what it is.
Amazing.
That's exactly what it did.
NXT started out with, kind of disappointing. You know I love Jada Parker, but the match with Lash Legend was not very good. And they gave it 12 minutes, so it wasn't like a 4-minute job here. There was this...
Yes, that's good, because you'll be getting some speed later.
Jada slipped off the ropes on one, still hit. I think it was a clothesline or whatever. Oh. There was a couple, like, rest holds when I don't think they needed them, just like lazy submissions to fill some time that I didn't appreciate. And then Lash was clearly calling some spots. I love Jada Parker, but I think at this point she still needs to be in there with somebody of a different caliber than Lash Legend.
Like a Jordan Grace, or
right.
Even before, like with a Care or a Julia.
Right. Like Lash isn't carrying a match, I don't think, like, and neither's Jada at this point.
Interesting like Zarya or Ruka could probably help her out decent.
So Lash extension on the announce table didn't look great. Jada just kind of rolled off the table, and then another one in the ring, and it was over. The one in the ring looked better. Blake Monroe, I think I mentioned to you, has been reduced to just doing backstage segments with multiple women, just like everybody else does. And this one is a makeup product spot with Ariana Grace. It starts out, oh, what are you using? Oh, I'm using Maybelline, blah, blah. I should have actually sent you a clip, because that's the face I love.
That's like, what was the ad? It was during SummerSlam, the pizza ad.
Oh, yeah. It was, and then they just
I'm going to pull up my worst stuff. Where was that?
And then it did make me laugh because Ariana Grace, because I thought about it last week, she's kind of like to Monroe. I'm not related to Jordan Grace at all, because I was thinking last week, oh, we have 2 Graces now, right? So Jordan then storms in, and I think it was the door hit Callie Armstrong, because of course they only are in the women's locker room, right? So, or wherever it was. So Callie gets hit. Now she has a problem with Jordan Grace, and that's going to give us a match between those two on this episode. So things are happening. Javon Evans gets in the ring to speak. He's obviously really disappointed in himself. He thought, he was going to beat Oba. He thought it was his time, etc., etc. Briggs comes out, and he is getting booed like Wheeler Yuta right now. Like, it's a small crowd at NXT, but he is getting massive heat.
What do you think is probably smaller in capacity, here or 2300 right now?
I think the NXT, but I think it's pretty close. So. And I could be wrong, but...
No, I feel like you're right. I feel like there's like a little more crowd around in general in the 2300. Because I'm pretty sure the hard cam side in NXT is just nothing, right?
But yeah, I don't think, because I don't think I've seen them.
Well, I remember like
360
back when it was the black and gold setup in here.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like one time like Ridge Holland throwing a couple guys over the
barricade. And it caught that background.
Like,
yeah.
Might have been like, I don't think they cared about showing it, but it's just like the fact that like there is nothing there. Like, it's just brawling room, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So Briggs, I don't know if you saw it, Briggs comes out, it's teasing the Undertaker, like his music hits. I think there was even a bike and stuff, and then it's Briggs like kind of mocking it, right? And then he kind of hates that Evans is this young, inexperienced guy, and he keeps getting handed title shots while Briggs is like the established veteran, and he can't get anything, obviously. And then it just suddenly, did you see that he choke slammed Evans on a chair, and it looked really good.
I don't think he did.
He kind of is like, Evans is soft because he should have demanded a rematch with Oba, but instead he just let Ricky Saints like walk right past him and for a title shot sort of thing. And then it's like sudden boot and choke slam through a chair that I thought looked awesome. And then later backstage, it was Chase U's kids stand up to Briggs. And one of them ends up leaving to go get Briggs. It's kind of like they're so naive and stupid that they're setting up. They're like, Mr. Chase is going to teach you a lesson. So they're kind of like setting Andre Chase up to get murdered. And just because they're naive and look up to Andre Chase. So that was kind of funny.
Could be an eventual turn for Andre.
It could, right? Like, he's tired of these kids getting him just murdered week to week, which would be, I don't know. It's at that level back of Chase where they're kind of like interesting comedy. And the kids, honestly, I find especially Uriah Connors, actually both of them, they're really good at coming across as like, They're just naive. They just don't.
They're like, yeah,
They don't
they're
understand
like
how this
young
works.
boys,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
like Austin Theory in the way, or something like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. As you said, I got a speed match, and I don't understand, man. Like, so when it was its own thing, it was already stupid. Okay, granted.
I
So
have to preface that.
now that it's within the boundaries of a TV show, so if people can always win matches in less than 3 minutes, why aren't they the rest of the time? Why
That's
is
what I always thought in general.
it makes every match that takes longer than 3 minutes? You're like,
Feel
why?
dumber.
I don't
Yeah.
understand. Right? So that really bothered me. Anyways,
Or is it like that they just have a different game plan? 'Cause it's like
wouldn't
you
you
know
always
have to try harder. But yeah, like
wouldn't your
that's
game
then
plan
then
always
it begs that question, right?
wouldn't
Yeah.
win fast be the game plan always? But anyways, so Alexis LeRae, wow, Candice LeRae, 2.5 minutes she won with a DDT and a moonsault, and this is a tournament, I guess. So I guess I'm getting more of this apparently.
Yes, you will, and it's going to be on the next PLE
Amazing.
because now Ruka's defending this title too, in addition to the North American.
You know what, guys? I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna try and win fast. What?
I wonder what they're doing with the men's title because Americano has it, I think.
It's and I guess they're setting the precedent of it still exists and will be defended. Hooray! Then the women's tag teams. So what was it? Fatal Influence, Zaruka, and the Culling, and they're all bickering over who should be the next tag team title contender. So guess the outcome of that segment, Jack. Go.
They're stepping up.
We're getting an elimination match next week.
Okay.
Hooray!
Next
I think I told you Dark State actually cut an interesting promo, and I have no idea why we needed to wait months for this.
Cutler James wasn't talking about people's butts.
He wasn't. So they gave everybody a little backstory. Like Osiris Griffin wasn't really given an opportunity in the NFL, and they flashed to like footage of him in the NFL. What's his name? Sugars. So he's been like toiling on
the wild card.
Yeah, he's been toiling on the indies, and he's too much of a rebel, so he wasn't getting a shot either. Then they show footage of the white one at LFG, was it? Getting roasted by Bully Ray, telling him he's never going to be anything if I would release you already or something like that. And then I can't remember. Oh, it was Dion Lennox then flashing
he was
back.
Supposed to read and wear glasses.
Right, being the smart guy because he has glasses and reads books. So honestly, it was like we haven't been given a chance. We've either been given stupid gimmicks, or we've had superstars tell us we're useless, or the NFL won't. You know what I mean? So they're kind of like collectively we've decided we're not going to wait for chances anymore. We're going to take them. And like huge help. Why so long to do this, right? So because every week it's been me. All four of them get to speak. They speak nothing specific. We don't know anything about them or why they're doing anything. Now we do. So I thought this was super helpful. Trick gets in the ring to talk about basically he's just big timing the crowd. Like, as soon as I get the chance to leave NXT, I'm never coming back either. So all the people that you love and whatever are gone, and they've never looked back because who wants to come back here? And then the obvious choice is DIY come back, and they're like, we still love the
with
fans.
Their original theme.
True. And you told me they're heels right now on SmackDown?
So they've been heels, and I think that's like then they had like because they turned heel beginning of the year. I think they've been heels. They got that new theme song, different Trons, but now here they're clearly beef. I don't know. I feel like maybe the heel stuff's been toned down because everyone was trying to fight the Wyatts, right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I know they were heels. I think I've seen other people corroborate the story.
Nice.
And then yeah, they had that heel theme. Now they have their not only. Is it not their heel theme? It's not their main roster babyface theme.
Right.
It's not the remix of their babyface main roster theme. It's their NXT theme. Like it's the one that we would have heard when they're fighting the Revival. Like it's that one, right?
And again,
then they're back to their original Trons from the main roster.
This is
and even the blue shirts. Those are remember those are the original shirts too.
And again, this feels like they generated a moment that they can chop this up, put it on social media, right? And this
I will say the theme popped me.
And this is the face turn. There's no middle of this story. We just took a huge jump.
Everyone's big show now.
But we can put on social media DIY returns, and they are in their stuff. Oh, nostalgia isn't that great. So there's your moment, right?
Yeah, I saw someone point out that like how much time has passed, and I was like, yeah, I was 8 or 9 when these guys were in their prime.
Mm-hmm.
doing like Find the Revival, wearing those shirts, coming into that theme song. I'm in university now, so like that's
been a while.
insane.
So yeah, they talk about their credentials on the way to the ring, like Ciampa being a multi-time champion and etc. and Gargano having one as well. And then they take out Trick and hit the meat in the middle. And that's it.
They did.
Then we have Ava. She basically is backstage in Heights. Again, he doesn't sound great to me. And he does. Of course, he makes a maple syrup reference to Paige because Paige covered him with a flag last week. So guess what kind of match we're getting?
A maple syrup on a pole.
Yeah. And it's funny because
I saw it was a flag match.
Paige is like, oh, let me guess, you're going to do a flag match because wow, how creative. And Ava's basically like, well, now because it feels like you don't want one, that's what I'm doing. So that's what
flag match is such a stupid stipulation.
We got a blindfold match last week or whatever, which I like even less. So Jordynne Grace did beat Callie Armstrong. So is she the Evolve champ or the TFT? I think Evolve, right?
Evolve. LFG doesn't have
a belt. Okay.
LFG's like, it's like tough enough. There is a belt, but Undertaker got it. So it's like for the coaches. But yeah, she's Evolve.
Obviously, as they are.
And then I think more so the confusion for you would be Evolve or WWE ID. But I think WWE ID belts are staying on the Indies because that's the one that Kylie Ray has right now until Jericho comes back.
Forgot about that. So it is Callie Armstrong and Jordynne Grace. Grace wins in about 8 minutes.
So there's your Evolve champion, I guess.
That's right. That's what I was thinking. Like, you can't try and tell me that Evolve is close to NXT or whatever.
I guess Jordynne Grace is like she's former
super
TNA
prominent.
champion. So I guess it's fine, but like I wouldn't be booking the Evolve champion to lose to her of all people.
Armstrong is a presence, man. She is really big and powerful looking. And Jordynne Grace, I've been like, seems like she's rapidly losing muscle mass. She kind of looks like nowhere near peak Jordynne Grace, which was in TNA whatever a year or two ago. But she's starting to look kind of ordinary, which I don't think WWE I don't care, but I don't think they'll like that too much because that's part of her package to them, right? So anyways.
I would say so, yeah.
She won with the Juggernaut Driver or whatever she calls it now. What is it called now? You hate it.
Mode.
Beast Mode, right. Solid match.
I don't like that I remembered.
Armstrong got a little more than I expected. And then, of course, Blake Monroe comes out to brawl with Grace. And somehow Monroe gets her face bloodied. And either she might be acting or not, she did not look happy about the fact that she got busted open here at ringside somehow. So anyways, that's going to continue with Grace and Monroe, obviously. Like I referred to earlier, it was Lola Vice that got a really cool vignette, right? So she grew up in Miami, and it was her going back to that area and ends up talking about her mother and her sister, and we get little sound bites from them. Really cool, like just her going through a neighborhood and meeting people and playing games with people and stuff, and just like the vibe of like she's back home, right? And talking about her MMA start and all that stuff. And then at the very end, and then she said something like, oh, and then my father's a different story, and we learned we're getting a part 2 of it, right? So like, holy cow, NXT.
I'd like something like that for Windsor.
Exactly, right? And so NXT is capable of not just sticking her in the locker room and having 8 other women behind her. Like, this is like, we're actually putting effort into it, and it was really good. So I hope that part 2 is interesting as well. They need to do more of this, not only in NXT, but like you just mentioned.
They remember they did this with Javon when he was newer. And
they do a good job, and you're right. AEW needs to do this more as well. Like, just, this was like a 2-minute, 2.5 minute, maybe not even, I don't know. But it was very helpful, and it starts you like, oh, this is what this woman's about a little bit, right? So it was good. Then we had Briggs actually beating Andre Chase, no surprise. Boot and a choke slam, 8 minutes. And I know I complain about 4-minute matches in NXT, but if you were ever going to do one, it feels like this would be the time, right? Because I think they're trying to make Briggs as this, he's our big guy, our Haas heel kind of thing. But anyways, the match was fine. And then after the match, Briggs destroys the 2 kids as well. I think one of them got chokeslammed through a table as well. Last thing,
see that.
Main event was Saints, Obafemi, Hank and Tank, and Darkseid. And like I said, like, comparing this to the main event of AEW, what this week was tough.
Like, night and day, eh?
So this was also, Saints and Oba are obviously struggling to coexist because they have a match coming up, so they can't, and it leads to them basically brawling to the back. So it kind of, I guess you have to remove them from the finish here, because then it's Hank and Tank alone. Tank gets his hot tag at one point, as he does, and it's still good, but it's just like formulaic at this point, right? Like, it's 100% happening every match they have. Hank gets goozled. after Oba is already gone and Saints, and he just says Joe Hendry's name, right? And they pick it up on the mic on purpose. Hendry appears on the apron. It's enough to distract Cutler James. They hit Hank and Tank, hit their finisher, and win. Is this Darkseid's first loss?
Win, like, I don't know, but it sucks that they lost to like not even a team, like a full team.
I feel like this is their first loss.
Darkseid lost. They lost at an advantage. So.
Right. And that's why it's like, oh my God, we got to get the main eventers out of here. So that was the cheesy like brawl to the back, and then
But it's just like they still couldn't win against two guys and take out Joe Hendry.
No. So
the Joe Hendry thing, I think, is kind of funny. I don't know why.
It's
stupid, but
strange. He just
sort of the color change, she's like Joe Hendry, and it's just, I don't know. Something about it amuses me.
It was a decent match, but again, in direct comparison to the one we just got on Dynamite, there is no comparison, right? The Hendry thing was weird for sure. Kind of fits Hank and Tank's dynamic though, right? Like they're not a very serious. I like them, and I don't say that as a bad thing. I think they're in a niche that could really, really work for them and really keep them around for a long time.
I think I could keep them in NXT for a while. I don't know about main roster.
They're like Otis light. Like not as over the top. They feel like
the kind of gimmick that would have still thrived in Black and Gold.
Yes.
But that would have floundered on the roster.
Yes, I agree. So that was the end of NXT. That was all I had for this week. Is there anything else you wanted to discuss before we get out of here?
I don't think so.
All right, well, I think if this gets posted and looks the way it plans, we actually figured out a way to do this remotely.
We actually have to do it, yeah.
And we just talked about going forward. We don't know if it'll be a weekly format. We don't know. It's when kind of Jack has time once he settles into his full schedule. If we find time to discuss it, we will. We appreciate you guys taking time to listen to us talk about this. I won't say for sure we're back next Saturday. Maybe, possibly, maybe not. But if you're followed, subscribing, whatever, you'll get notified as soon as we do put out something new. So have a great week, everybody. We'll see you back whenever we see you here. And until then, take care.